So by now, a lot of people would have seen Gout Gout's 200 meters in 20.04
Another really good start there, and they're away in this men's under 18 200-metre final. So we're about to wind him up and watch him go here. Gout Gout, he's already got the stagger, so he moves right on past Chase Grant, and now we really start to open him up. So let the legs loose and let the kid run. He is absolutely gone. He is Gout of this world.
I love that, Gout of this world, but he does it in 82.1 steps. So, of course, the parallels are obvious with Bolt. Here's Bolt winning the Junior World Championships in 2003. He's 16 here. He's about a month younger than Gout is now. And you'll see he runs through the line in 20.4 and taking just under 80 steps. And that's where he stayed for his whole career. Now, there's a lot of commentary about who he looks more like. I really do see all these different ideas. I see Bolt. Someone mentioned Carl Lewis. I can see that too. But the step count is what's so amazing with Gout Gout. Someone in the comments said that they train with Gout Gout. Hopefully it's true. And Gout Gout is 6 foot tall. If that's the case, then he's got the most amazing stride ever. And he's improved it since last year, because here he is at the beginning of the year running the 200.
So the under-18 men's 200 is away. The much-anticipated Gout fight here. And on his inside, Andrew Mayenda is going to be the challenger. So Mayenda, the South
More
Australian.
excellent Australian commentary I had.
The challenger to Gout. And Josiah John out wide from WA. Josiah John. Gout, though, now shows his class.
So there you have it. At the beginning of the year, he was running the 200 in 85 steps. He's now about 82 steps. And you can notice that Bolt also made a huge jump, but he made it earlier because there was a 200 meters that Bolt ran. I've got it in the data there on the screen, where he took 86 steps, but he was much younger. But Bolt, by the age, just a bit younger than he was, that's the race we saw, he ran in just under 80 steps, but he was much taller. So we've just seen that Gout Gout has really strengthened tremendously since the beginning of the year. He's going to be 17, I think, at the very end of the year, just after Christmas. Hope he has a very nice Christmas. If you celebrate Christmas, Gout Gout, great, but you'll definitely celebrate your birthday, especially after such a fantastic year. So Gout Gout just ran 20.04, and I think it's worthwhile really putting that in perspective in the big scheme of things. So I've pulled here the best of the best times of the 200. We've got Bolt on top, 1919. Peak Blake, he ran in 2011, he ran this 19.26. This was really peak Blake. Quick excursion into Blake here. He then ran his 969 in 2012. Then he gets injured. And so peak Blake was... It was called the Beast for a reason, and really those years were stolen from us, as was the career of Gatlin. And Gatlin was such a fantastic competitor, and Bolt needed competition to drive him. In fact, there's an interview that Bolt has done where he only managed to get into gear for the 2016 Olympics because he heard Gatlin bragging that he was going to take the gold medal around the world, and that woke Bolt up from his 29-year-old stupor to defend the 2016 Olympics. And actually, Gatlin had the best time that year, I believe. So, quick excursion there. We had Blake and Gatlin. Really, the best of the best was stolen from us. Gatlin because he was banned, and Blake because he had some horrific injuries. Anyway, back to the point. So we've got here the list, and what I want to show you is just how good 20.04 is. And as we scroll down, this is the number of athletes who've ever done it. This is the rank, effectively. And we go down, and this here, here it is. So 131 athletes have done this only. So I mean, it's really done this or better, I should say. So that's his run is 131st in the world, if you like, and it's just really just tremendous, just extraordinary to think about that. He's not even 17, and he's done that. And just in terms of how rare great 200-meter sprinting is, I think one way to compare it, to get a feel for it, is to compare it with the 100 meters. So I actually pulled some other data. Unfortunately, I didn't go all the way to above 20 seconds. I just went to 20 seconds, so anything better than 20 seconds. And I pulled this data here that 112 athletes ever have run better than 20 seconds, so 19.99 or better. And so you can see that's obviously Bolt, and then that's Blake, etc. But that's the total, and it's been done 547 times. So I think it's instructive. I believe it's instructive. It's instructive to me to see where that lands in the 100 meters. And I do appreciate maybe the events are run, with different frequencies. This is roughly estimated, after all, not statistical analysis, but 9.94 seems to be quite a close comparator. So 9.94 equal to 9.94 or better, 109 athletes have done that, and it's been run 654 times. So we can go and sort of play this game. If 9.8, only 17 athletes have done that, and then we would need to go back here and then work out which how rare it was on the scale in the 200, which I think I can do. I can probably add a filter there, and let's do it, and I'll cut this for you guys so you don't have to put up with me doing this. And so just to give you another comparison point, 19.7, you get 17 athletes, they've run 67 times. 19.7 compares with 9.8 in the 100, 17 athletes 64 times. So that's pretty good. That's a good point of reference there. And then what I went and did to just get a feel for this space, if you like, is a kind of a fun plot where you plot the personal best of the athlete, their 100 meters. Here it's on the x-axis, and the personal best of the athlete on the y-axis. So you get here Bolt. Bolt is a circle down here because he is 19.19 on his 200 and 9.58 on the 100. Now that's Blake. Blake, second best time ever for the 200, 19.26, 9.69. So actually the second fastest man as well, tied with Tyson Gay for the 100, and there's Tyson Gay. Now the reason that Blake is a cross and Bolt is a circle and Gay is a circle and Noah Lyles is a cross is I distinguish between whether their 100 is better than their 200 or vice versa by doubling it up. So it's very crude. So if Bolt had matched his 9.58 again, he would have run 19.16. So therefore, he's a slightly better 100-meter runner than a 200-meter runner by this very crude metric. But the reason I bring it up is you can see everyone is pretty nicely clustered. In fact, we have Gout Gout over here now, 10.17 and 20.04. So he's in the elite class, no question about it, but he's not, of course, yet super elite. But the maturity and the strength, it's looking really exciting. Of course, we need to temper ourselves, but hey, it's going to be Christmas soon, so why temper now? So there's Gout Gout up there. But something interesting. Michael Johnson. Now, obviously, he was a 200, 400 specialist, holding the world records for both. And but his 100... 10.09 is recorded here. Now, what we're going to look at is the race where he beats Frankie Fredericks and Atto Boldon in 1996 when he sets this 19.32. And keep in mind, as you watch this race, that he is competing against Frankie Fredericks. Now, I know Frankie Fredericks, I think he ran 9.86 as his best, so he'll be somewhere on here. There's Atto Boldon in 9.86. Frankie Fredericks. Now, take a look. This is interesting. Frankie Fredericks runs his best 100 metres of 19.68. That's his personal best, the best he ever did. Look at the date. 1st of August 1996. He did it in this race here, following Johnson round the bend. And so the thing I want to point out is, even though Michael Johnson's best ever 100 time recorded was 10.09, in this race, he's up against Atto Boldon, who got the bronze medal just days before in the gold. That's when Donovan Bailey set his 9.84. I wonder if we can find Donovan Bailey, actually. 9.84, 9.83. Is that him? No. Can I find Donovan Bailey? He's in here. Oh, no, maybe he didn't make it in here because his 200 is not good enough. Maybe Donovan Bailey didn't make the cut. I'll have to go look at that later. But there you go. Look how unusual Michael Johnson is. He's just way out of the cluster, way out of line. Such an unusual athlete compared to the others that were so elite at the 200 meters. So somehow I lost the audio for this. You're going to have to put up with me commentating. But now, as they come around the bend, you've got Johnson in 3, Fredericks in 5, Boldon in 6, and they look at that. So 11 seconds in, he was ahead. Around the bend, he was even with these guys. That's the silver and bronze medalists. There's Fredericks slowing down to his best ever 200, and MJ celebrating by far his best run, just days before he'd run in that 19.66. So this definitely warrants some further analysis, but I wanted to point out the way that Johnson gets this done is by running this in nearly 93 steps. So think of that. You've got Bolt 80 steps, Gout Gout 82 steps, and Michael Johnson here 93 steps for the 200. But something that I'm working on, maybe this is a teaser to help you like and subscribe, who knows, is the first 100 of this race. If you can see my cursor there, that is Michael Johnson. That's Frankie Fredericks, and that's Atto Boldon. Fredericks took silver just days before in the 100 meters behind Donovan Bailey. Boldon took bronze. And he ran a really credible time. It was a 9.8 time. Bailey won in 9.84. I think Fredericks might have run a 9.88 or something like that. So, true sub 10 elite sprinting, as we demonstrated earlier, how rare that is too. But now, if we think that, now I realise now from my earlier videos, I sort of not maybe accounted this curve enough, but we're 10.2 seconds in, and I read somewhere that Johnson split this 100 in 10.12. So the first thing to do, let's go and check that clock. So if that clock ends in a good state or not, because then we always have to make an adjustment. So it's actually very good. 932, it's bang on. Of course, you don't get that extra 100th. You just get the 10th. So let's wind back now. Zip you back. And I've got other videos, which I have a very nice video where, well, I think is nice, where Bolt and Johnson in this run are on the same track together. And it actually lines up pretty nicely. But anyway, to the point. So
they come around the curve. Now, 10.2, that's got to be there or thereabouts, the 100-meter mark. I do appreciate all the average, this curve that's, got to, they've got more than 100 meters left to run, if that's the 100-meter line there, maybe. But I think there's no doubt he held them. Did he not? Did he not hold them? And then by the time they hit the straight, which we could argue, I mean, everyone's on the straightaway here. He is definitely ahead. He's definitely ahead. And then he just takes off. There's some classic English commentary who says he's running away from this world-class field. And when I was a kid, I would say that to myself, even though I wasn't doing that really. Anyway, this was Roughly Estimated. I hope you like this deep dive. Thanks very much. Please like and subscribe.